Same principles have paved the way for women to showcase more of their potential than undeniably support nation building. We, okay, we should remind each and everyone that Bangsamoro started with the foundation of enjoining what is right and forbidding what is wrong. With that, we must bear in mind that the very nature of Islam in its Sharia laws is more on preventive approach than a mere curing the results of many forms of violence and injustices towards women, children, and everyone else. Bangsamoro God Code plays a significant role in molding the Bangsamoro society towards a peaceful and harmonious vision, modeling our ultimate goal towards a federal government, inshallah. Highlighting the distinctiveness of Bangsamoro God from the existing God, considering its diverse cultural nature and the religious beliefs of Muslims and the indigenous people. As to the case of the Bangsamoro women and the Muslim women in the Philippines in general, God principle could be more effective and utilized if it could embody some necessary principles that are more sensitive to Bangsamoro climate. The proposed BTA Bill number 336, also known as the Bangsamoro General and Development GAT Code, is a significant legislative effort aimed at promoting gender development within the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, while the intention to address social inequities and improve the welfare of the Bangsamoro constituents is commendable. It is imperative that the provision of the bill align fully with the cultural and religious values of the Bangsamoro people, particularly the principles of Islam as the guiding framework of governance and social relations in the region. This position paper aims to review the bill and propose amendments to ensure its alignment with Islamic culture and faith while maintaining its objective as of fostering development and harmony within the region. The Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao Farm has a unique cultural and religious context that requires a culturally sensitive gender and development approach. A GAD framework for Bangsamoro must align with Islamic principles, traditional customs, and indigenous governance systems, while still promoting gender equality, gender equity, human rights, and social justice. Below are the key recommendations for a culturally-sensitive GAD approach in the Bangsamoro. First, Islam-based gender justice approach. We may frame gender equality within the principle of Maqasid al-Sharia, the objective of Islamic law, which uphold justice, dignity, and well-being for both men and women. Also highlight gender justice as taught in the Quran and Hadith, emphasizing the equal spiritual worth of men and women and their complementary roles. Also engage Islamic scholars, the ulama, to provide religious guidance on the gender issues, ensuring alignment with Sharia and local customs. Second, strengthening women's rights within Bangsamoro culture. Promote women's empowerment by enhancing their decision-making roles in family, community, and governance, honoring traditional leadership structures. Also support women's economic empowerment, particularly in halal industries, agribusiness, and microfinance tailored to Islamic finance principles. Also encourage women's education and leadership by promoting Madaris Islamic schools that integrate gender sensitivity education alongside with secular education. Third, engaging traditional and religious leaders in GAD implementation. Fourth, addressing gender-based violence with sensitivity. Here. Strengthen Sharia-compliant protection mechanism against domestic violence, sexual violence, and forced marriage, ensuring access to justice while respecting local customs. Here, I'd like to give some comment on one of my cousin who's promoting also, who's so much into this early child marriage thing, if it could possibly be criminalized something. I don't know what the boundaries of our laws are. So also this one, I'd like also to give emphasis on this. Establish not only women and children protection desks within barn police units with personnel trained in Sharia-based gender sensitivity approaches. Can it also be possible? Because uh, we as Muslims, we believe in the Islamic law, our Sharia law. And in Sharia, the very nature of Sharia is more on preventive than just merely curing the results of violence or injustices. Now, could it be possible that in barn there could be like a mobile, something that is a lookout? You know, I don't know if I have to share this, but I was once a victim of violence, but I never reached out on the barangay hall or the PNP station that that is my just a few steps away from my home. So how much more for those who are so vulnerable? How can hindi mas maganda siguro yung may lookout talaga na, for example, in a barangay, they know where the areas that has drug issues, may mga inom-inuman dyan, may mga yung mataas ang poverty rate sa area na yan. Yun yung mga dapat pinapasyalan yan no? Na, uy, baka may posibleng dito, violence or mga ganong klaseng. So, for me, napakaganda sana yung mayroong mobile sana na ikot-ikot, parang kagaya sa integrate siguro sa mga barangay para lang mag-look out and then that's it. So also provide safe spaces for women such as community-based support centers where victims of violence can seek counseling, legal aid, and livelihood assistance. Fifth, guide in Bangsamoro governance and peace building. Ensure women's meaningful participation in Bangsamoro Parliament, local governance, and peace negotiation through culturally appropriate mechanism. Next, recognize and support the role of Moro and indigenous women in traditional conflict resolution and peacekeeping. Also develop gender-responsive policies within barn governance, ensuring the God aligns with both the Bangsamoro Organic Law and Islamic teaching. Sixth, gender-responsive and halal-compliant livelihood program. Support Islamic microfinance initiatives for women entrepreneurs, including zakat and wakaf-based funding for small businesses. Provide gender-responsive agricultural programs to support women farmers, Mr. folks, and traders while respecting the cultural norms. Also expand halal tourism and handicraft industries as sustainable livelihood options for Bangsamoro women. Also, in gender-responsive family and social policies, can we also promote? It should also promote equal access to healthcare. Well, this is already existing. I know. I read it. So I just proceed to the next. The inclusive approach for Moro and indigenous women. Ensure that indigenous women's rights are respected within Bangsamoro GAT program, recognizing their unique traditions and governance systems. Support indigenous women's involvement in ancestral domain management, climate resilience projects, and sustainable development programs. Promote interfaith and intercultural dialogues to foster gender-inclusive policies across different Bangsamoro ethnic and religious groups. Lastly, ensuring God budget allocation in BARM. Do we have that? Like allocate like 5% God budget for programs tailored for the Bangsamoro context, ensuring funds support Islamic compliant and cultural sensitive gender programs, and strengthen monitoring and evaluation by engaging local women's organization, religious institution, and civil society in assessing that effectiveness. Um, a culturally sensitive guided approach in Bangsamoro should respect Islamic principles, uphold indigenous traditions, and promote gender justice without contradicting local values. By working with religious scholars, traditional leaders, women's organizations, and local communities, GAD programs can effectively promote women's empowerment, peace, and inclusive development in a way that aligns with Bangsamoro identity and Islamic teachings. The Bangsamoro God Code presents an important opportunity to advance the welfare of the Bangsamoro people. However, it must ensure full alignment with Islamic culture and faith to gain the trust and support of the community it seeks to serve. By adopting the recommended amendments, and the bill can better reflect the unique identity and value of the Bangsamoro region while achieving the developmental objectives. This position paper is submitted with the hope that the PTA Parliament, the committee, will consider these recommendations to create a truly inclusive and faith-aligned GAT code that strengthens the moral, cultural, and social fabric of the Bangsamoro people. Thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi